everyone, welcome back to my studio. Come on in and have a seat. I just made a fresh pot of coffee. Help yourself. Or there's a Coke or some Sprite in the refrigerator. Today I'm going to be making some Christmas angels. I like making Christmas angels, and I'll show you a couple pictures of them. Well, not pictures, but of some that I've made. And this is what we're going to make today, some of my little Christmas angels. And I like to give these away to my co-workers. Every year I make something for Christmas for ornaments, and I've done it for many years. I can't remember how long, but many years. And I make them something different every year. Well, this year I'm going to make them some Christmas angels. Last year I made these Christmas angels like this, and I saw this one off of, I want to say, I can't remember her name, but I'll look her up and I'll post her in underneath where I saw her making these angels. And I had a good bit of them made up, and then I took a terrible fall in December and got really hurt, and I didn't get to be there for Christmas at my workplace last year in 2024. But while I was in the hospital for 2 weeks, rehab for 2 weeks, I had them bring me the box of angels that I made, and I passed them out to the nurses, to the techs, to anybody that was there taking care of me or helping me. Everybody got an angel. I just passed them out. So this year I'm going to remake them, but I'm going to do them in colors and give it away to them for Christmas this year. But instead of doing the black and gold, I'm doing different colors. And this video here is going to be sponsored by Glitter and Craft for You. I'm using all of her products, so if you like a product, that's who you need to go to her website and check out her products. Now, what inspired this set of angels was this glitter here. It is called Blackberry Hibiscus, and I absolutely fell in love with this glitter. Now, I like glitter like the next girl, but this color here is amazing. Look at that color. I really wish you could see this beautiful color. And it is called Blackberry Hibiscus. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to make a couple of angels using that. So along with her Blackberry Hibiscus, I'm using Blueberry Explosion mica to go into the cup. For my angel wings, let me move this out of the way. That's going to be my body. That's going to be the body. Alright, for the angel wings, I'm going to be using some of this just glitter, this glitter PRB015, and it's from Glitter and Craft. Yep, it's all from her, and it's got a really beautiful sparkle shine, which is going to be for the wings, only for the wings. For my head and my hanger and for my ruffle, I'm going to be using gold. I'm going to use the holographic rose gold, which is this one, and I will list all of these up underneath. And I'm going to use some of this, and I never can say it right, but it's the Aurelian, Aurelian light chameleon pigment, and I think that's going to be absolutely beautiful in there also. So what I do is I've got my epoxy already mixed up. It's bubbles are coming to the top, so I'll give it a little squirt. Alright, and all I do is I'm going to split these three up. I do more for my body, and then I do, this is going to be, the gold is for the wings and for the head, so they get that. And then this one is not the ruffle and the head. This is my wings. And I always have a little bit left over, so we set it to the side, because you never know if you need a little bit more. Alright, so let's do her wings first. Mix it up a bit. Alright, so for the wings, we're just going to add the glitter. Okay, we're just going to add the glitter. And I like to add enough glitter into the wings for thickness, to make it thick. Where's my other glitter spoon? Yep, set right there. Please don't fall. Here we go. There we go. Now we're cooking. Let's do one more because I really want it thick. I don't want the glitter, the epoxy to run too much. So mix this up, get a nice little thickness going on. Oh, I'm sorry. I know you would like to see. Alright. Yep, I think that's thick enough. I do. Alright. Let's give it a good squirt. Alright. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fill in, let's move this to the side for a second. I'm going to fill in the wings, okay? I'm going to flip this around so that you can see, and I'm going to bring you down a little bit. Maybe I won't lock up my camera again. Okay, push you up just a bit. I'm sorry. I'll get my arm out of your way. And forward. There we go. Alright. Can we see okay? There we go. Alright. So I'm just going to fill in. Let me get the board up underneath there because it helps when I move it around. Alright. This. All I do is I take a little bit and then I just put it in the part of the wing and just let it sit there. It's not going to roll away. It's not going to run away because it's not enough to do that. Sometimes it will. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes it does get away from me. But if I've learned that if I just do a little bit, let it just sit in there, it starts doing its thing and gets nice and firm in there. Get that in there. And it's just a little bit. Boy, this is some nice color. This PRB 015. Yeah, I like that. And if I didn't mention it, all these colors are going to be from Glitter and Craft for You. Every bit of it. She's helped sponsoring this video for me. I really wish that you could see how pretty this color is. I mean, I don't know. Can you just tell? Whoops, come into the picture. Look at that. Look at the sparkle in there. Oh my goodness gracious. I like that. I haven't ever, this is the first time using this. I ordered this one. Let's set this to the side. I got a lot of bubbles this time in my epoxy. I think it's because it was so cold and I was trying to hurry up and get this video because I have to go to work again tonight. If you know, you always get me in the daytime right before I go. So. There's that. A little bit in this one. And then I just, like I said, I like to leave this set while I do the others. And this helps also keep it from spreading so bad when you're going to add everything else. And epoxy will do what epoxy wants to do. No matter what you want it to do or tell it to do, it's still going to do whatever it wants to do. And this mold comes from Molds and Shapes. It's the ornament mold with the koozie wings. I am not sponsored by them or affiliated with Molds or Shapes. So, let's get this in here. And if you see me dabbing, I'm not touching the mold. I'm just dabbing in the epoxy. I'm not touching the mold at all because I don't want to ruin my mold. You know, you got to be careful about things like that. Touch it too much or whatnot. And I'm just kind of dabbing the epoxy in there. Oh, I'm dripping all over myself. Look at this. Oh, this is so pretty. Can you see that on their stick? I don't know if you can see that on that stick, man. It's beautiful. Okay, so now we're just going to set this to the side. Scrape it down and just set it to the side because we're done with that for right now. Wipe that off. Alright, let me wipe my hand where I dripped on it. Wipe this part of the mold off. Alright, here we go. Alright, now we're going to move on to the head and the ruffle. I'm going to do the gold. And I stuck my sticks into the thing before I even thought about it. Let's stir this. Can you see? Nope, you cannot. So let's set that right there. Alright. We're going to go in here with this stick. I'll give it a couple of good dollops. Now this is the holographic rose gold, which is really pretty. Let's stir that up and see how that goes. Set that to the side, don't want to make a mess, and we want to drop in some chameleon powder. And let me get a little stick. And this is the Aurelian light, and I'm probably saying it wrong. I normally do. Set that. We're going to close it because if I don't, I'll knock it over and spill it. All right, let's mix this one up. Oh, I think better here. Yeah, better here. You can see there. Well, now that turned out nice. Look at this one. Look at that. It just looks so pretty. Yep. Okay, so now with this one, we're going to do also, we are going to do it around the ruffle, and we are going to do it around the ornament hanger. So let's just off your stick, and I first take it and I go around the little sticky part where you would put the ornament to try to get it up in there. And this does take time, and this might be a long video. I'm sorry if it is, but it does take a little time to get it all in there. Sometimes I'm impatient, and then I'll just pour it on top of the little thing and then wipe it away, because I want to make sure it gets down up in there, because that's where you put your ornament hook. Yep. Now the only thing with this mold, that if molds and shapes ever even cared what I thought, that they would give a little bit more space at the top. You know, enough where you could get your little popsicle stick down up in there. Oh man, don't go in there. Don't go in there. And you will have boo-boos, and it's just part of it. Sometimes it'll drop in the wings, sometimes it will drop on the side. It is just what that is. It happens. I just scrape it, and then there's a little bitty, I don't know what those little pieces are, and I just stick it in there and make little other things out of those. Now you watch this one. I've got too much in there, and it's already going to be running away from me. Yep. I can tell it already. It's going to find its way out into the body. You know, I try to be super careful, but super careful doesn't always work. Do this one. Ooh. Alright, so now we're just going to let this set for a minute. Let that do its little thing on its head. And we're going to go jump to the body stuff. We'll just let that get a little thicker for its ruffle. Alright, so I'm going to set, well, I'm trying not to get it in there, so we'll move that over there. Alright, we're going to open this up. Find me another little stick. But, yeah, just one. We're just going to do one. Let's see how that looks. Alright, so now, like I said, this was the blueberry explosion. It's pretty, but I think maybe well, before I add any more, that's pretty. You still can see through it, but before I add any more of that in there, I want to add the glitter, because I don't want the chameleon pigment to take over the pretty glitter. All right. So, oh, I just love this glitter. Let's give it one more, because this is the body and we don't want it to be seen through. Okay, two more. It's just, can you see that glitter? Just look at that. That is so pretty. Now let's mix this up. The chameleon will be a good accent to this glitter. Oh, look at that. Yep, I was right. That is going to be a beautiful accent color. What do you think? What do you think? I absolutely love that. That almost looks like a chocolate cherry or something. Yes, I do like this. Okay, check favorite. Yep. This is definitely going to be my faves. Alrighty, so this is getting a little on the warm side. So we will go ahead and I'm going to do my gold, and then we're going to do the ruffles and then pour some of this in the body. Alright, so we'll set that there. Get the gold. Pull this back over so I can reach. Now you're just going to take it and you're just going to run it the outline of the ruffle. You know, actually you can do it however you want to. It's your angels. If when you make it, you do it however you want. This is just how I like to do it. Yep. And just run the ruffle. Kind of give it a little boost up into the corners if it needs it, without scratching your mold. You be super careful, because you don't want to scratch your mold. You pay good money for these things. You don't want to scratch them. Okay. We're going to do this side too. Alright, I might need to, let's turn it this way. Okay, there we go. Let's turn it this way. Can you still see? Okay, you still can see. And now I'm just going along the edge of the ruffle, stopping it and picking it up. Okay. Right along the edge. I think that's going to need a little dollop right there. Oh no! Okay. A little more here. And if you use a paper cup, which I did not use a paper cup, I used a plastic cup. Paper cups you can squish and you can be more detailed about it. I did not. I grabbed a plastic. I don't know what I was thinking. Alright, now for this beautiful stuff. Man, I just look. Just look. Isn't this gorgeous? Oh. Alright, let's move this out of over here, because if I don't, I'll knock it over. Now we're going to fill in the body cavities. Let's get this over there. Okay, ready? Here we go. We're just going to add a little at first on each body cavity, right in the middle like this. And again, you do it like you want to. It's your angel. And stop and move over to the next. And I'm not even worried about that little dollop of gold that fell there. Move over to your next, and it'll push it. Okay. My wings look like they're doing good. The heads haven't poured out, so we're doing pretty good on that part. Yep. Alright. So we're going to set this to the side. We're going to pick up this. And before that gets in there, we're going to fill in that hole, which I missed. Alright, so now we're just going to let that sit for a few minutes. We're going to pick up the white, and we are going to go back into the wings and try to put more in there. I'm just going to put a little dollop in there, and hopefully it won't push it out of the opening. And I always go up at the tip of the wing to keep it from trying to go out of the wing. But in the end, it always does. I just try to be super careful about it. I'm going to have to say that these are probably going to be my favorite ones so far, and I am more than likely going to make another batch of these because I absolutely love these. I'm loving these colors. I really, really am. I am really liking the angel wings, the color of those. I mean, this is turning out pretty good. Oops, grab that up in there. Don't run too far. And then don't be like me and hold your stuff over the pieces you're working on, because it drips in just like it did right there. But we're not going to sweat this. We are not sweating the small stuff. We won't. Little drips, it drips. You know, these are handmade. These are not perfection. They are made with love and care and stuff, so not perfection. Just saying. Alright, now we're going to go back. we're going to add just little bits to their little head because they're going to come rushing out. But we need those filled up. And excuse my messes. I'm not used to working at this angle. Just clean this up. And I use these little extra spots for scrap, you know, where I'm cleaning up, to wipe my tool off in it. And then when they get full, I pull them out and I use them for other little trinkets and bobs. Okay. I don't want it to come out. It's going to sneak out in a way. Yeah, like I said, if they would just make this little tip just a wee bit bigger for that the glitter would go in there better, and your epoxy, then I would give this mold 100%. But because it's not as big as I would prefer it, I think I'll give it 100. Because I do struggle with those around the tops. Yep. Trying to be super careful, but that don't always work. Alright, let's go back to the body. We're going to add a little more to its body. Let's just do a dollop here. And run it up to the top. A little bit there. Pushing those wings back. Here again. Pushing the wings back. And down. Here too. Roll it up. Push the wings back. And then after you get this part filled in, then what I do, you don't have to do this. Like I said, if you get it, you do it your way, however you want, whatever colors you want. I then, after I'm mostly all this in, then I go back in and then I fill in with all the colors. And it does what it does. And if you work with epoxy, you know you don't control it. It has a mind of its own. It does what it wants to do. Alright, so we're going to go back with the white. And I don't have enough left, so we are going to put a little bit more of mine in there, of the side one. Because I think we need just a little bit more. Because these are not all full, and I want them full. But I'm not going to add any extra glitter or nothing like that. We're just going to mix it up and we're just going to go. And now you just fill. You just keep filling. That wind is so bad outside, I thought it was raining. It sounded like it was raining. And I always do at the tip of the wing, if you can see. Can you see okay? You can't see that great, but I'm sorry. I'm going to have to figure out a different angle so y'all can see better. But I just do at the tip of the wing, and it flows down. That's just how I do it. Okay. Well, I think I did good by adding just the right amount in there. Just going to drop it in there. That wing's going to need some cleanup then. Here. And this one. And this one. Now when I can't wait to unmold these. I think they're going to be absolutely beautiful. And I'd like to thank Glitter and Craft for You for sponsoring this and sending me some of these extra stuff to try and play with. And if you notice, when I put it in there, it actually pushes the other color out, which is good. And then after I get everything in, I'll take my stick and then I'll do a swirly swirly in the middle, kind of mixing it up. Okay, so there's that. Now we need to get a little more gold in the heads. I think I made up too much gold. Put some more in the head. And we're going to run a little bit more around the ruffle. Just add some down to the ruffle. Which helps fill up the cavities too. So far, the only cleanup I've had to do on any of them was around the hanger, this part up here where I'm going around now. That's the only place I really had to do any cleanup, because I sit here when after I get it all in, and then I make sure I clean up all around this area. And no matter how many times I try to clean up around the hanger part, doesn't work very well. So alright, let's continue on. Just telling you what I do. And I do enjoy these, making them. I just do. And I've got my, we're going to talk about the next video too. So my next video that I will do after the angels, which I will film tomorrow, is going to be Christmas trees. And I'm going to be using all of Glitter and Crafts for You glitters, and a mica. So all that's going to be from her store too. Now, I do have glitters from other places and other companies, but I really do like Miss Patty's glitters and her coloring. They are very pretty, so I try to go back to the ones that I like the mostest, and she is the one I like the mostest. So, around that part there. Come on, go down in there. Alright, I'll have to do cleanup on that. Down in here. But now I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me do cleanup, because that's just boring. Yeah, that's just boring. But I will make you, well, I won't make you, but I'll keep you with me while I finish pouring everything in here. Ooh, be careful. So. And I do like it when my glitter starts getting a little on the thicker side. I just can't tell if there's enough in this headpiece here. Well, we're just going to dollop it, and we're just going to push it off in there. We're going to let it roll off in there, and then I'm just going to clean that up. But I need to make sure there's plenty in there. Okay. And more up in here. I'll just do it like that, so make sure it gets in there, and I'll just clean that up. Alright, so last little bit in here, and then we'll add more of the body, top them all up, give its final push, do little swirlies, And then make sure everything's got plenty of it in there. Okay. Now I'm not gonna, I really like how this, not the headpiece. Let's clean that up a bit. Okay. I think it's in there. No, it's got an air pocket, people. Look at that. As careful as I was, it still had an air pocket. Come on, get down in there. See, that's why I said if it had a bigger hole up at the, just a little bit. And we're just going to do it like this. We're going to get it in there one way or another. I'll just scrape it when it's done. Okay. We're just going to do like that. Do like this. Okay, it's in there now. But I like how her wings did on there. How it came down. I like that. That don't bother me. So, and I'm just going to add a little bit more of this into their body. Let it pour in there. Fill her finally up. And that's it. I'm just going to come through and clean up around the edges, add a little bit more, and then dump the rest in something else. So I'll bring you back for unmolding time. Okay, see you in a few minutes. Hey everybody, well, welcome back. I'm on my way to work, but I had to come down to the studio because I wanted to take the angels out of their mold. And again, this video is sponsored by Glitter and Craft for You from my studio. And if you like any of these colors, and I will list these colors in the description box so that you can find them easier. Okay, so this is what we've got. So here they are. They're absolutely beautiful. They turned out so nice. Now let's take them out. Now, I'm not like other people and do 1, 2, 3 over or anything like that. When I take them out, I'm just going to show you. Look at that. That kind of ran over, but you know, that's rosin for you. It is what that is. Alright, let's unmold the others. Alright, here's another one. See how nice that one turned out? That one is so pretty. I love them. Just look how on this one, the gold came around her shoulders. That is so pretty. I had just a little look cleaned up easily. Just look at this one. Absolutely beautiful. Put that over there. Okay. And this one too. So I'm going to go ahead and pop them all out. We'll set this to the side and then I will show you everything. So let me just get them out. Yeah, I'm so excited. These are so pretty. I will make more of these because I really love these colors. And then here's the little cast off. I'll just throw this in a little bag. Alright, let me set this to the side. Pick up the whole board and set it behind me. Alright, let me find, let me get that board back from there. I want to use this, I think. Alright, let's use this. So hopefully we'll stick the Christmas tree angel paper on there so that I can hold that board. And I'll bring them up to you so you can see better. These turned out so nice. I'm so happy with them. I did clean up on them so that it's not that much to do, just a little, some stuff that I didn't see. Let me pick up this board and bring it up to you. There you go. What do you think? A little closer? Let's go that way. Look, they're absolutely gorgeous. I mean, if you received one of these, wouldn't you love that? Yeah. And I will put on the back the year, 2025, to who it is, and then from me down here in their little thing. Okay, and I had leftovers, so I made a little cute turtle. Look at him. Ain't he cute? Yep, he's cute. And then, let's bring this over. Alright, so I make keychains. Did I show them to you the last time? I don't remember if I showed them to you. Oh, here they are. Let me show you real quick. So out of my leftovers, since with the rosin, with the epoxy that I'm making, I make these little keychains. And so this is just when I combined all 3 colors. I just mix them all together and then I make keychains. Here they are. These are just left over from me making the, I need to still attach the stuff to it. Oh, that reminds me. Let me carry pliers and, that's all I needed. Alright, so let's pull these. You know what? I forgot to put the hooks in here and I sat them right next to it. So these are going to become pocket hearts. I'll put them on a little board with the part. This is pocket hearts, and I'll leave these around for other people. But I absolutely love these colors. This blackberry raspberry, no, blackberry hibiscus. You guys, it's absolutely beautiful. Just look at this. I can't tell you how pretty it is. You need to see it in person. So remember, it's the blackberry hibiscus. Alright, and I mixed it with a little bit of the blueberry explosion. There we go. For this red. But this is these will become pocket hearts, so we'll just set them here and let them be in time. Come tomorrow and put them on a card. But yeah, so I made this little gizmo here. I put holes in it and stuck the mold through it so I could put my hooks in it and then put the hooks into the epoxy. That way when it dries with it in at least one. So I can make 1, 2, 3, 4. I can make 4 keychains if I wanted to, if I had that much left over. So alright, well, I am on my way to work. Y'all have a good day, and thank you for coming in and visiting with me and sitting down, having coffee and talking. And I have another video that I'll go record probably next couple of days of another mold that I found that I like. So, alright then. Well, I will see you on the flip side. Thank you for joining me. Bye.